Welcome back. The Ministry of Health is stepping up its efforts to provide equitable access to healthcare. The ministry has also announced a new campaign to fight against childhood obesity.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs recently celebrated Caribbean Wellness Day 2021 with a virtual health fair. The event consisted of informative presentations by health professionals highlighting prevalent health ailments in the Caribbean region. One topic of particular importance discussed was that of childhood obesity. A presentation by Dr. Lisa Hunt, Chief Nutritionist in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, highlighted that this impediment to children's health has tripled from 1975 to 2021. Dr. Hunt explained that there are a number of contributing factors to childhood obesity, including poor eating habits.
We have another issue of lack of physical activity, where children are spent sitting down a lot, especially through the COVID situation that we have. Last year, there were, after the COVID shutdown, there were many children that were overweight where the uniforms could not even fit them. And so we don't want that to continue because we know the implications of childhood obesity. We want the children to be more active. So sitting and playing with the video games and these things are contributing factors to childhood obesity. Spending too much time watching television, on the phone, screen time is another modifiable factor. Another issue is food marketing to children. This is very powerful. The advertisement of unhealthy foods to children can influence children's choices of food, children's preferences of food, and have the mothers encourage the mothers to buy foods that are not healthy.
Dr. Hunt stated that the substitution of breastfeeding with infant formula and genetics can also contribute to obesity in children. Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs Honorable Moses Jabatist indicated that the Ministry of Health is aiding in tackling the issues of childhood obesity and non-communicable diseases in St. Lucia.
Through our nutrition unit, we continue to implement policies that are aimed at increasing physical activity and healthy diets in schools. We are involved in research and surveillance of risk factors for major NCDs. As governments, we cannot say in the Caribbean that we have achieved what we set out to do in September of 2007, but every year we attempt to do more. This year's overall theme highlights the fact that being and staying healthy starts with each and every one of us. We can only do it together. We must ensure that every single one of us makes it our duty to find out what we can do. We can make every effort to be more physically active.
The Caribbean Wellness Day Health Fair was held on Saturday, 11 September 2021.
The Respiratory Hospital is to enhance its treatment of COVID-19 patients following the donation of an X-ray machine. More in this report.
As part of efforts to aid in St. Lucia's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the government of France recently officially handed over a nano-portable X-ray machine to the government of St. Lucia. The nano-portable X-ray machine is expected to assist the staff at the Respiratory Hospital in providing care for patients infected with the COVID-19 virus. Medical Director of the Respiratory Hospital, Dr. Alicia Eugene Ford, says the donation of the portable X-ray machines is timely and will assist in the clinical diagnosis of patients.
Radiology imaging is one of the critical elements of clinical diagnosis of patients in the treatment regime for COVID-19. As everyone is aware, our radiology imaging services at the Respiratory Hospital is outsourced because our equipment has malfunctioned. The past few weeks has been very tasking, managing the logistics of X-rays with the various private sector agencies. This gift will enable the radiology team to provide timely X-ray images to the clinical team to aid in clinical diagnosis and the treatment of our patients.
Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, the Honorable Moses Jabatist, expressed gratitude to the government of France for the donation and says this demonstrates their commitment to assist St. Lucia in the management of the COVID-19 pandemic.
X-ray services are vital, as Dr. Eugene indicated. The services are a vital component in the management of patients at the Respiratory Hospital. The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs must ensure that the hospital has the capacity to perform X-rays when requested by physicians who are managing the patients at the facility. The Ministry of Health recognizes this donation of the Fuji Digital X-ray portable nano machine is another in a series of material, financial and technical support that France is providing to St. Lucia in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ambassador to the Eastern Caribbean states, Barbados and the OECS, His Excellency Jacques-Henri Hulse says, this donation is part of the long-standing health cooperation between the government of France and the government of St. Lucia.
This equipment there uses a cutting-edge technology absolutely essential to diagnose and evaluate the intensity of viral infections in COVID patients. It will be the first of such kind at the Victoria Hospital and hence will greatly impact the care of patients by facilitating their treatment and therapy.
The Ministry of External Affairs, International Trade, Civil Aviation and Diaspora Affairs were also thanked for their contribution in coordinating with the relevant counterparts in Martinique and France to make this donation possible. The Nano Portable X-ray machine is valued over 160,000 EC dollars. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, I am Pernell Neptune.
Minister for Agriculture Honorable Alfred Prosper has pledged greater attention and support to the livestock industry. The minister views the livestock sector as a potential catalyst for food, improving food security and the national economy.
Minister with responsibility for agriculture, Honorable Alfred Prosper, on the continuation of his tour, got a first-hand look and update on the ongoing developments at the Vollet Agricultural Livestock Center. The livestock station, currently in Phase 1, will see the development of approximately 30 acres of land, where its operations will focus on growing the livestock industry in tangible ways once completed. Services to be offered will include animal health advisory and treatment services to facilitate improved livestock production. Minister Prosper expressed his satisfaction with the station's progress and noted that the station will provide many opportunities, particularly to young farmers, by producing breeding stock and allowing them to multiply for the purpose of selling to farmers.
I see tremendous opportunity for our young people to get into livestock production. I see tremendous opportunity for our young people and our current livestock farmers to benefit tremendously in terms of making money from livestock. And I am really, really happy to see the beginning of this station in terms of providing the services to our farmers, because I think at this time our farmers desperately need that type of service. And I was very happy to know that the ministry is focusing on more in-depth research being done in Vollet in terms of livestock production.
The second leg of the tour continued with a visit to Regions 3 and 4, where the minister met with the staff of the regions to discuss the programs in place for farmers. This was followed by a visit to the Pradial Larceny unit, where the minister was apprised of the various challenges being faced by the unit.
I know this unit, from what I gathered, has tremendous challenges, and one of them that concerns me very much is the fact that insurance coverage has not been dealt with in a manner that will protect those officers given the risk involved in the performance of their duties. This is something I think the ministry needs to tackle head on, and I'm hoping that in addition to problems with lack of vehicles and uniforms and office space, those problems will be addressed in the short to medium term to ensure that these people feel comfortable performing their duties at the level and standard that are expected.
As Minister Prosper continues along his familiarization tour, he reaffirmed his commitment to improving the agriculture industry of St. Lucia. From the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. When we come back, the latest weather report.